It's live. It's local. It's what Pittsburgh's talking about. Mike Pintek, News Radio 1020, KDKA.
The verbal battles between a Blawnox woman and Blawnox Borough Council President Sam McNaughton have become the proverbial YouTube sensation. Listen to this clip from one of the YouTube videos. This is entitled, Obama and Ron Paul Told Me I Can Record Public Meetings of Local Government. Melina Brajovic took her video camera to Borough Council and got into it with the president.
Yeah, you know my name.
No, I don't.
You know my name.
I don't
You know that
really know
I've been
who
here
you
the
are.
whole year.
You know that you are not born in this country.
Hello?
You can't even speak English.
Really? So you're telling me I'm not American? I'm as much as better American than you
I
are.
don't think so.
Whoa. And then she got arrested, and this went to the ACLU, and they've been fighting back and forth. And Melinda is on the line with us right now. Melinda, welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Melina Brajovic, where are you? Are you an American?
Of course I'm American. My name pronounced Melina Brajovic.
Oh, Brajovic. Okay,
Yes.
I'm still messed up. I was told it was Brajovic. Brajovic.
Yes.
All right, I'll try and get it right. It's what is that? What nationality?
I'm actually originally native Serbian.
Oh, okay.
And, I emigrated during a Reagan administration, so I was supposed to be one of the last amnesties, according to President Reagan.
Oh, is that right? You got in under the amnesty under Reagan.
Yes.
Wow. Okay,
Yes.
so you are a bona fide U.S. citizen.
Absolutely.
And you can vote. You live in Blawnox.
Absolutely.
So you
and
have
I love America.
Well, what was that all about with the president of the council saying you're not even an American? Tell me about that.
Well, it's kind of confusing that somebody would judge a person because they have an accent. I mean, his grandparents, obviously, or ancestors arrived from somewhere. We all came from different parts of the world, which made this country beautiful. We have a lot of different immigrants here, and it makes it more beautiful. But I don't understand why that attack was there. It's probably too deep of the personal misbehavior.
Well, yeah, okay, but I mean, how did this? Give me the overview here about why you and the council president specifically are fighting. How did this start, and what's it all about?
Well, I originally I have a passion for recording for a long time, so it's not new for him to see me with a video camera. If I was able to shake a hand with the President Clinton while I was recording him with my left hand during a visit of him and John Major visiting our old airport.
Right.
So I'm familiar with being around, and we are in a free country, and we are absolutely exercising our freedom of press and freedom of speech, which I stumble in my local government here having problems with president of council not liking to be recorded. He thinks he's in a surveillance, while we are in a surveillance every day from the Walmart or roads or everywhere we go. Cameras are at us.
Well,
what's difficult about government being recorded?
Okay, so you started going to the meetings and you wanted to record on videotape the proceedings of the council meetings. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. I wanted to get them accountable for after they take oath of office to obey it, because the oath of office is their contract with the people.
Okay, the oath of office is of contract with the people, I think is what you said.
Absolutely.
Okay, I was having difficulty understanding that. But you are an American, even though you have an accent. I get that. I understand. You had written to us months ago that you said that you thought that the ACLU was going to have to defend you. This was after we had another woman on the show who was having a fight with the same council, Blawnox Council, over her right to speak, and she got arrested for. You remember that?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I was shocked that that's happening, because this is not America, my dreamland that I thought America was when I emigrated. I never seen such an act. You know, like they could escort a lady or talk to her sensibly, but to arrest us for just being free and practicing our First Amendment, right?
Yeah, and you were arrested too, right?
Oh, I was escorted, actually. There was no handcuffs at me, but it was pretty close. It was kind of very difficult because the same police officer did handcuff Peggy, and he probably was thinking about the constitutionality because I challenged them. I told them, and it's on one of my videos, I told them, if you bring a sheriff right now and Mr. Bukovic is the chief of police to tell me that I'm not allowed to record, then I might would consider it, but even then I would challenge their constitutionality.
Okay, so you started going to all the meetings, and have you ever spoken officially? Have you ever asked to speak to the council?
Yeah, I spoke a couple of times. Of course, they always succeed to cut me off as soon as the 3 minutes is done. So, but we never ever were allowed to speak on agenda council meetings, which was trouble when the lady Peggy had the problems.
Okay, now that's the woman that we were talking to. I forget her. Peggy Albright is her name. Okay, all right. So yeah,
and I posted that on YouTube too.
Yeah, you got a ton of stuff on YouTube. You big. I want to play in a few minutes. We're going to play a couple more clips here from. And what's the significance of this title of this video? Obama and Ron Paul told me I can record public meetings of local government.
Okay, in that particular video, right in the beginning, we have a President Obama when he was. Before he was elected to be our president, he was very well spoken, and he introduced the people with the fact that all the videos, all the things should be recorded. What government is doing is televised on a C-SPAN. Right. Then we have a little clip of the Ron Paul, who is an excellent congressman, because during a Clinton administration, when Clinton was bombing my former land, Ron Paul was the only one that was very explicit to details why we shouldn't do unconstitutional wars and declare the war to countries that had no threat to America. And, and I was very emotional about studying every voting record of that man, because that man was always correct. And the reason
you mean
why
Ron Paul, right?
Ron Paul.
Yeah, I think a lot of us respect him. He's a libertarian.
He's libertarian, but the strong constitutionalist.
Yes.
That's why he's successful, because if we would obey Constitution, we wouldn't have no problem everywhere else that we are stumbling upon.
All right. Okay, I'm going to take a time out here. We're going to play some more clips of your altercations, arguments, battles, verbal and otherwise, with the president of council at Blawnox, Melina Brajovic. Did I get it right that time?
Melina Brajovic. Melina, like Melina Mercury.
Oh, my God. Yeah. This is, you know what? You need an Americanized name.
Yeah.
Like Nancy Smith. How's that? Okay.
And then I wouldn't be called un-American.
Well, you still have to do something about the accent. More coming up with Melina Brajovic from Blawnox and her battles with the council. And just for the record, we did contact the president's office there in Blawnox Borough Council, and he is not available today. He is not ducking us. Apparently, he is predisposed. He's got something else that was already scheduled. Otherwise, we're told that he would join us. So we cannot talk to him, but I wanted you to know that we sought him out. We did seek him out to see if he could have a comment and a response to Melina. We'll have more of the battles with Melina and Blawnox Council coming up on News Radio 1020 KDKA.
We're Pittsburgh's source for local news and talk. News Radio 1020 KDKA.
Pittsburgh's official traffic station, News Radio 1020 KDKA.
No one says it better than Mike. You're live and local with Mike Pintek. News Radio 1020 KDKA.
Okay, Melina Brajovic, Blawnox resident, originally from Europe, from where were you again?
Serbia.
Serbia. Okay, but you're an American citizen.
Absolutely.
Contrary to what the president of the council said.
Well, thank you for confirming that I'm American citizen.
No, I'm going by what you said. So you let's listen to this rant. This was, again, when you were trying to tape the proceedings of the council, you were not shadowing the president. You were not stalking the president. This was at an open meeting. The other members of council are right there. You can see it right on your YouTube video. This is what happened.
If you got a problem with what I'm doing, there are other recourses other than disturbing my meeting
You are our public servant, so we have a
No,
full
I'm not
right
your
to
public
tell
servant.
you.
You don't pay one nickel
You
in
have a
taxes.
full right. We have a full right to tell you how to serve the community.
You're just a live-in down there.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. Melina, what
Well-
is he talking? You don't pay taxes? You're a live-in? What does that mean?
Well, that is an embarrassment. I mean, that's another thing that was totally wrong. He's calling me living and un-American because I live in Blawnox, and how my rental arrangement is with the person I live with is my personal business. That means, according to his words, that means if you're a housewife, you are not a taxpayer. But if you wouldn't cook the meal for your husband, if the woman would cook the meal for her husband, then he can say she didn't pay taxes, right? But I mean, what does that have to do with our rights to practice our First Amendment rights?
Well, if you're
a student in a school,
Yeah, if you're
and
a
you
resident,
live with your parents.
But are you a resident of Blawnox?
Absolutely.
Okay, well then it's what your tax status, as long as you're not avoiding taxes, evading taxes.
No, I have two residents. I have another apartment in Dormont.
Okay, so you live in both places.
I live in Blawnox, but my son lives in Dormont.
Oh, okay, all right, but so you're a legal resident.
And my rent went up when the Dormont taxes went up. I had to pay more money.
Yeah, exactly. So in effect, you are paying taxes. My point of what I was trying to get to was that your tax status is irrelevant. If you are a resident of a municipality, you therefore are technically the employer of these public servants. I mean, for him to say it's his meeting, it is actually the people's meeting. You're absolutely right. What is this? Does this say anything to you about politicians in general? Or is this an exception to the rule, do you think?
Well, the politicians in general are exercising too much, taking advantage of people by exercising their power unlawfully and suppressing practicing tyrannical type of government, which is unacceptable. Because who's going to defend the people? It's a shame that that they don't uphold their oath of office and yield to the Constitution, that we need the ACLU to protect us, while they should be our public servants and respect our needs, because that's why they wanted that job. They're volunteering to have that job. So if they want it, they should have their heart with what they do. They should have the strive to serve us and be nice. But they are. It's getting way out of the hand. It's very difficult for us to address the issues in Washington D.C. or Harrisburg.
So even
communicate at the home.
Yeah. So why did you become so fervent about this? Why is this such a tremendous cause to you? Because most Americans are saying, we don't even go to those meetings. I mean, I looked around the room when you panned the camera. There was virtually no one else there. I mean, from the citizenry.
Well, it's interesting times are coming in this country when everybody's hoping, and we are here to really present this true hope and change. And the people are hoping, and a majority of the people are quiet because they fear the local government.
Well, you apparently don't fear them. Melina, I'm going to take a time out here. I want to talk about what the ACLU has done on your behalf and where the council is now. And once again, we did contact the president of Borough Council in Blawnox, Sam McNaughton's office. He is not available due to a prior commitment. He is not ducking us. We did reach out to him, but he is not available today. Melina Brajovic is a resident of Blawnox who likes to tape and videotape the goings-on of council meetings. More coming up on News Radio 1020 KDKA.
140. Imagine every municipality in the state swallowed up by its county. The state is considering that law.
Join us weekday mornings 5 until 9.
Now back to Mike Pintek on News Radio 1020 KDKA.
All right, we're talking about the openness of government and the arrogance of government leaders at the Blawnox Council, Borough Council of all places. There's a ongoing fight going on between the council president, Sam McNaughton, who could not join us today. We did reach out to him, but he could not join us, and Melina Brajovic. And Peggy Albright, we already talked to Peggy Albright. She had a problem with trying to address counsel, and she got arrested at one point. Melina was escorted. Okay, you technically were not arrested, but you were escorted out by the police. And I have a clip of that, of part of that. You won't go into these meetings, you're videotaping, you want government to be open. But the council president says in an interview for the Aspinwall, or the Tribune Review, and Aspinwall Herald, that the president of the council says that he's concerned that you're taking these videos and you're editing them and changing the thrust, the meaning of these, and basically the substance of the videos in so doing. What's your response to that? Is that what you're doing?
No, I mean, absolutely. The videos are accurate. I have a full footage of the raw footage on a YouTube website, youtube.com/BlawnoxPA. They have a full length of everything they want to analyze. The highlights of the video is just to reveal the key points of what the things are happening. It's an absolutely normal activity that our regular news media is doing, and also independent press and regular creative people that are doing their work. I'm not putting anyone's words into his mouth, so it is what it is.
All right, I want to play the rest of the clip about when he said that when the council president said you're not even an American, he tried to shut you up at that point and make you turn off the video, and then the police were called. So let's listen.
Yeah, you know my name.
No, I don't.
You know my name.
I don't
You know
really
that
know
I've
who
been
you
here
are.
the whole year.
You know, you're born in this country.
A
You
lot
can't
of
even
different
speak English.
Really? So you're telling me I'm not American? I'm as much as better American than you
I
are.
don't think so.
So you
You're either going to shut it off now or you're out of here.
So as
You're
far as
shut down.
conversations, I can keep it running. If
Listen,
you want my full name, right?
Close it. It's over. It's over.
What do you mean it's over? You have my
It's Thomas Jefferson here. No.
Oh, you called yourself Thomas Jefferson. You put yourself down as Thomas Jefferson. Why'd you do that?
Well, I wanted to make sure that I'm not going to sign an unlawful, unconstitutional contract with them that is violating Sunshine Law and the Constitution and American people.
You signed up your name on the list, on the official list, to either speak or to videotape at the meetings, but why would you put Thomas Jefferson's name down instead of your own?
Well, Thomas Jefferson is a founding father that put our Constitution together.
Well,
and
I know,
think
but
they need to be reminded of that.
Okay. And you feel that the president of council and the rest of the council, by extension, are not recognized the Constitution?
No, they don't recognize Constitution. He said he died 250 years ago. He doesn't know anything about Thomas Jefferson whatsoever.
All right.
He calls himself American, and I'm un-American.
Yeah. All right. So then the police officers called in.
No Thomas Jefferson.
That's a
He died 250 years
that
ago.
taught me
He died 250 ago. Okay?
He put
Turn it
the
off
Constitution together.
or take it and leave. Out of here, or I'll take it out of here. Sam.
Yeah,
Get it out of here, please.
he wants me to take it out.
Do I have to have a heart attack over these people? I'm asking you to sit down. Well, then let's get it done.
Police officers collecting him to sit down because he's being violent, not me.
So the police are called, and the police officer tells the council president, Sam McNaughton, to sit down.
Yeah, he was getting aggressive. He was getting off the chair and trying to get at me.
Well, he was about to have a heart attack. He said that.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So then the police, they escorted you out of the meeting.
Yes.
Okay, but you were not arrested.
No, this very same police officer arrested Peggy, so maybe when I saw
Peggy Albright was arrested because she was speaking out in a council meeting and she was not recognized. That was the argument there.
Yep.
Okay, so the ACLU one represented her. The ACLU also represented you.
ACLU, she actually had her own private attorney because she was under the category of the criminal attorney. So
yeah, but I'm talking about.
Roads.
But I'm talking about
right
the
now. Yes, both of us are represented at this point by same attorney, ACLU.
Yeah, I'm talking about the matter before the council, not the criminal charge that she had against her at that time. That was a different charge. But I'm talking about this business of an openness of the meeting, your ability and her ability to address the meeting and the ability to videotape the meeting. So has anything changed? Has the ACLU come to your defense here? And if so, what have they done for you?
They have done a wonderful job for both of us. I'm glad that they stepped in to help Peggy as well, because the poor lady cannot afford thousands of the dollars for attorneys. So if we would have to confront them and hire our own attorneys, it would be unbelievable cost. And they know that our local government knows this, and they take advantage by suing frivolous lawsuits on the residents while they're paying taxes on it. So that's a totally fraud, like totally unconstitutional and unlawful, and it's violating people's rights. And why would they do this while they have their own solicitor? If they want to sue me on personal capacity, then they have to pay their own attorney, same as I would.
But they're using the taxpayers' money to fight with you right now. So, well, in effect, you're costing the taxpayers, your fellow taxpayers there, money because you are fighting with them.
Right, and I feel bad for taxpayers. I feel bad.
But you feel you have the right to do this, and that you're speaking up and standing up for the other citizens.
Absolutely, because this has to stop. This chain of abuse has to stop at some point, and it will this time.
Is there a broader message here for taxpayers, voters, and politicians across the country, not just in Blawnox?
Well, to get more involved, to what's going on in your local council, to get involved what they're doing, like how they're handling issues. Are they agreeing with it? To put their input, to have a right to speak. Those are basic issues for them to at least have a right and find out. Because in other places maybe no one is going, so they don't know that they would be stopped also. So we have to make sure we do the true change and hope and have something that we can communicate with our local council members so that we can accomplish something and we can grow and prosper as a country.
Do you go to any of the town hall meetings for congressmen, things like that? Have you done that at all?
I have done a lot of different things. We'll start from local up. I visited Allegheny County Council meetings numerous times.
Yeah.
I visited city meetings, council meetings numerous times. I covered certain issues during a G20. I went to Harrisburg a lot of times to speak with the House representatives. And as well, I met the congressmen, visited their offices in Washington, D.C., and the local level here in Pittsburgh.
All right, so you're very involved. You're unlike most citizens. Honestly, you seem to have a lot of time. You said you are employed, though, right? At least part-time?
Right. At this time, no, I'm not employed, but the problem, the beauty of this is if anyone has a free time, if they're working or not working, if they find the free time, they can help each other, and that's what I would do for the cause.
Well, you know what? I think you're absolutely right. I'm just surprised on the one hand that there aren't more people at these meetings. And then I guess on the other hand, maybe they just don't have the time to go to these meetings. Jim in Westview, you're on KDKA with Melina Brajovic of Blawnox, who's fighting with the Borough Council there in Blawnox. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I knew about this call, and I refrained from calling, but I had to, when it was stated that it may be Melina that's costing taxpayers money.
Well, I said it could be said that would be an argument that, I'm not making that. I'm just pointing that. I'm playing the devil's advocate here.
But here, and I wanted to put my 2 cents worth in. Who's really causing all this problem? Is it Melina or is it the council?
No, you're absolutely right. I agree with you. I asked her that question because I know there are going to be some people who are going to say, well, if she wasn't causing trouble, they wouldn't have to fight with the ACLU. And I just wanted to let her respond to that.
The taxpayers should be paying this woman to get down there and do the job that the people need to do. We have to be vigilant of our government. If we don't do it, then these people become tyrants. I've seen this happen in many different communities.
Well, this guy, that's one of the questions I wanted to ask Sam. And again, I mean, his office says he's not ducking us. Well, wait a minute. That he had a prior engagement. He would respond, but he can't respond today because he has a prior engagement. So I'm going to take them at their word on that. But one of the things I wanted to ask him was, when you stand there and say that she's interrupting your meeting, wait a minute, I thought this was the people's meeting. I thought this is the government, we the people, not you, the council president. That's one of the questions I want to ask.
Mike, if I could just say, and I'll get off. Look, these people, I've seen these people get up. I don't know why they get up there. They're supposed to be serving. I would love. I've been running for office for many, many years. I want to serve the people, not to harass them. These people are like little tyrants. They probably don't have a life. Why do they get up there and do this?
Melina, would you agree with that? Do you think he's a tyrant?
Well, absolutely. They are very, very rude. They are very disrespectful, and they are abusing and using people. Their kindness of good hearts, and whatever we want to do, they should thank me for doing them a favor. They don't even have a website. They don't have any videos available like Allegheny County.
Well, now you do. You got them on YouTube. Melina, I'm going to ask you to hang on for a few moments. We got some more calls for you. Calls for Melina Brajovic of Blawnox, and you can go on YouTube and seek out her videos. One of them is one of the best ones is Obama and Ron Paul told me I can record public meetings of local government. We were playing some of the audio clips from that during the show this hour on News Radio 1020 KDKA. The number is 412-333-KDKA, or go to our Dollar Bank instant access messaging system at kdkradio.com.
Weeknights 6 to 10.
My position is I want more independence. I want
Robert Bencino.
More freedoms.
News Radio 1020 KDKA. You're back with Mike Pintek. News Radio 1020 KDKA.
All right, we're talking about fighting with your local politicians over the fact that they are our servants, not the other way around. And I've got to say, Melina Brajovic, you're standing up for all Americans in your fight with Blawnox Borough Council. And it starts on the local grassroots level. It really does. Melina and Peggy Albright, who we talked to, you may recall, a few months ago, when she got arrested because she was speaking, she had the temerity to speak to power at the Blawnox Council. The president of council does not want Melina to videotape the meetings. He got angry, called the police. He wanted her arrested. They didn't arrest her, but they did escort her out. Sam McNaughton is not available today, they tell me. But he is not ducking the issue here. We did reach out to him. He says that he objects to your videotaping because he thinks you edit them and change the content and make them look like something. Basically, you're taking them out of context, I think is what we could say. You have denied that. You said that on your page at YouTube, you have the entire meeting, but that you do edit excerpts, some of which we played. Melina, I was just curious about something that I want to ask you about politicians and public office, but I want to take a couple of calls first. So, Melina, I was just curious about something that I want to ask you about politicians and public office, but I want to take a couple of calls first. So, stand by. Jill in Blawnox, and I think the question I want to ask is one that a number of other people are thinking about right now. Jill in Blawnox, you go ahead right now on KDKA.
Hello. I'm a longtime resident of Blawnox, and I just wanted to make a few comments about the council. What this woman is saying on your radio station is exactly true. They are bullies. They've done. There's countless stories that I could tell you that they have done to my family, and things that are just outrageous. So I just wanted to make that comment. They are bullies.
Well, how do they get themselves reelected then? I mean, if the people of Blawnox are upset, why do these people get reelected?
I think there are a lot of people that try to run against them, but we have the mayor who is friends with Sam McNaughton, and they have a lot of pull around this town, and there are senior citizen high-rises. I don't know if it's scare tactics or what it is, but they keep getting into office, so we keep questioning the same thing because we go down and vote against them.
Well, okay.
I'd like to give you one quick story, and then I'll hang up.
Okay, but before you do that, you touched on the thing that I want to ask. Melina, why don't you run for office?
Well, my fiancé that was labeled as a live-in, he's a Constitution Party, and he was running for the council member, and I'm considering I'm one of the two parties, so this is not a partisan issue. We're going to do it under independent or Republican or Democrat ticket. We should all run, and this lady is calling. She should run too.
Okay, but you are considering, if I understand you correctly, you are considering running yourself in a third party.
No, I'm registered Republican.
Oh, so you would so you would run as a Republican. Okay, Jill, real quick story. Go ahead. Finish your statement.
there was a time whenever there's something that needs to be done in our borough, they send out registered letters to the home stating that you have to fix this, or that, but they only send it to certain people. And they sent it to our home, and I have a senior citizen living in our home, and she gets very upset by these letters. And they said that she had to have her front walk completely redone, thousands of dollars completely redone, because to beautify the neighborhood. Well, she went and she had it done, and then Mr. McNaughton came and, off the cuff said, "You really didn't have to have that done. I just really wanted it done." So, I mean, it was just...
So legally they couldn't have her, they had no power to force her to do that, but they made her think that they did?
Right. And then
this guy needs to, if that's true, then what you really should be doing there, Melina, is calling for impeachment.
Yes, absolutely. We were considering that. Peggy Albright on the last meeting told them all to resign. And we should consider those things and talk to the rest of the residents, because the snowball is rising, because more and more people are waking up, just like this caller that just called in. It's beautiful that she's revealing something that I know. And besides that, the president of the council and the mayor are circling around the property of how he calls it, live-in, which is my fiancé. And this property was, since 1926, his family owned this land. Before resolutions were proposed by McNaughton.
Melina, I'm almost out of time here. Are you saying that they're looking that you think that they're up to something here to attack, to undermine your live-in, as you put it?
Absolutely. I believe my fiancé most likely is going to. I'm not sure, because he receives his mail and opens his mail. I don't know. But according to what this lady just said, I would not be surprised. So
he's going to get targeted because of you?
They're right.
All right.
Well, their intimidation by driving around the property, circling several times.
So they're surveilling him and you? They're
right.
All right. I have to stop there because I am out of time, but I want you to keep in touch with us, all right?
Okay.
And I'm going to get, my producer's going to give you my email address so that you can email me directly, all right?
Thank you.
All right, because I know you had called us before, and we had spoken before privately. Robert, if you could give her my email address, I'd appreciate that. Melina Brajovic of Blawnox fighting with the council there about her rights as a citizen of the United States. 1256, News Radio, 1020, KDKA.
I mean, I'm not breaking law here. Why they need my address? This is ridiculous. Do you think they don't know? You know me. Look, you know me. You are all one look up.
So my point is,
But Melina, just put the address down. That doesn't.
it's not going to hurt anyone.
Just this, just that. I'm losing my freedom away. I'm not going to give it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no secret is revealed. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.